Oral Food History. This is Suhail al-Swedi. I interviewed my grandmother, Fatima Luta. She's my grandmother from my mother. She's around the age of 70. We don't know her exact age because in the past days records weren't kept very carefully. I visited her on Friday after lunch around 4 p.m. I picked this time because usually at the lunchtime all of my family go to her house, so I wanted to be alone with her to ask her the questions for my interview. So I took this opportunity. I started by asking her where she grew up, and she said she grew up in Ajman, to my surprise, because we're a family from Dubai. She then continued that we were originally from Dubai, but there were some issues with our family and one of the big families of Dubai, so our family went to Ajman. However, the issues were then solved and then they returned to Dubai. But she said that she grew up in Ajman. When I asked her about her diet in Ajman, she started by saying that we did not have rice much, and then said that they ate what was available. They didn't have the choice to be picky about it. What was available is wheat, which they had to prepare at home with dates. They also had dates since palm trees were in big numbers. That was their diet. It was a very limited except for the few instances where they have haris. Moreover, she said that when a person got sick, they sent someone to Dubai by car to buy them fruits. She said they did not have a car, but there were some that acted as taxis from Ajman to Dubai for 1 dirham only. The cars were usually jeeps. As for the food, they had house servants that prepared the food, not themselves, which surprised me. She said that the owners of the houses were usually busy in their businesses or work and did not have time to prepare the food. Comparing the food that she used to eat when growing up to the food she is eating now, we can see that the difference is quite large. Now the lunch menu cannot not have rice. It always has rice. Plus there is always protein in the form of chicken, beef or fish. There are always other foreign dishes like hummus or mahshi, which is rice rolled olive leaves. This side of my family is pretty close, so they visit each other very regularly, which means that if someone traveled and then returned and visited, they would almost always have some foreign food, usually chocolate or a type of sweet, which increases the diet range even more. Since many of my distant relatives travel a lot, they now also always have tea and coffee after lunch, which they did not have in the past. When I asked her where they bought the food, she said the market. She did not specify anymore, unfortunately. That can be that can be the cause of women in the past mostly working in the house and not going out much. Regarding her favorite food, I did not ask her because I knew that question would slightly annoy her, and her response will be, "Everything is good. Thank God we have food." Even though now that most houses have way too much food and lack of food is not an issue in the country, she always says that we should thank God that we have food and not be picky about it. My grandmother is a very humble and positive person. If I ask her any question that involves her opinion, she'd most likely reply with a small lecture where she tells me to focus on my studies, even if it is not very related to the topic. I asked her about not very related to the topic I asked her about. She always tries to see the good in things, which sometimes make it feel like she does not have an opinion. So if I asked her about how her life is now compared to the past, she would reply with life is now better and easier, but life in the past was not bad either. After the interview, I felt that the life for us is very easy compared to my grandmother and all life in general. In the past, everything feels like is within the grasp of our hand. Most items, in the present, everything feels like it is in the grasp of our hand. Most items can be ordered online or can be found in supermarkets. Many types of food cuisines can be ordered from restaurants and be delivered to their destination within an hour. Compared to the past, this is like magic, where they had to bring fruits for the second by the taxis that you cannot depend on, and the everyday food was a menu of two food types only. In the end, the effect of global food trade can be clearly seen from the interview and the comparison. Old people did not have the extravagance to choose their food types. They ate what was available. But in our case, we can choose from multiple food types and have them in our doorstep in a matter of minutes.